Infor Track employee type attendance points system. The attendance points system was developed to provide a means to track perfect attendance and to systematically apply progressive discipline where attendance issues exist. To activate and configure the attendance points system, open the employee types form from the administrator homepage. Then set Use attendance points on the General tab to Yes. This will activate the attendance points tab. The core parameters of the attendance point systems are specified on this tab. Violations of attendance policies are referred to in TimeTrack as instants, and there are three types of instants. We have exception instants, which are violations of clock-in rules defined in the shift configuration and punch parameters. We have absence instants, which are absence hours using an instant absence type, such as an unexcused absence, and no-call, no-show instance, which are absence hours using an NCNS absence type. This instance is generally considered more egregious and will usually have swifter consequences. The core parameters defined on the Attendance Points tab are Measurement Period Specification, Use Instant Threshold Specification, Allow Instant Forgiveness, Generate Instant Notices, the specification of which exception instance to track, and specification of the point values for these instances. Finally, there is a track name definition. The measurement period defines the measurement period as either tracking year or rolling 12 months. Use instant threshold specifies whether any attendance violations constitute a full violation or whether there is a threshold where an attendance violation is considered partial if it has a shorter duration. If use partial instant threshold is set to yes, enter the maximum time allowed for an exception instant to be considered a partial instant. The field format is hours and minutes, so 0:20 equals 20 minutes. Allow instant forgiveness allows the supervisor to consider extenuating circumstances and forgive an instant. Set Generate Instant Notices to Yes to trigger emails and screen prompts for the supervisor to notify them an employee has crossed an attendance points threshold. Use the fields under Instant Value to specify which exceptions instance will be part of the attendance points system and the value of each instant. When Use Instant Threshold is set to Yes, the partial column will activate. Specify the partial instant value in these fields. So in this example, a late clock-in of more than 20 minutes would result in 2 points being assigned to the violation. If the late clock-in was less than 20 minutes, 1 penalty point would be applied for the violation. The attendance points system allows for the definition of multiple simultaneous progressive discipline programs. In TimeTrack, these are referred to as tracks. Under the track names, specify the high-level parameters for each track. Specify the instant types that will be monitored by the track by selecting the Check Instant Types checkbox. Specify whether the track will accumulate the sum points accumulated or count each occurrence as one. Set the process notice to yes if the supervisor to acknowledge the corrective action has been taken to turn the notice off. When there are more than one track, set 1 to be the default. The employee forms and employee absence balances form will display the employee total points incurred and track level of the track that is defined as the default. Once the track names are saved, the Attendance Thresholds tab will activate. Use this tab to configure the points thresholds used in the track. Here we see a typical multi-track attendance point system. Track 1 contains the perfect attendance component and the general progressive discipline to enforce attendance adherence policies. Track 2 is more aggressive and deals specifically with no-call, no-show issues. To configure the thresholds for the tracks, create a record in the Disciplinary Notice Thresholds subcollection. Configure a perfect attendance threshold as follows. First of all, name the track. Secondly, set the level to perfect. Set instant value to 0 and threshold to equal and days to 360. Combined, these values indicate that when the employee's point total is equal to 0 for the last 360 days, they are deemed perfect and will be listed in the perfect level. The action for this level is no action, so email is set to no, reminder is set to no, and no text is entered for the message. For track 1, the first level after perfect is level 0. At level 0, total instant points that are not 0 over the last 360 days require no action. So email is set to no, reminder is set to none, and again there is no message text. At level 0, the employee is no longer perfect but has not incurred enough points to warrant any corrective actions. For track 1, the first level that requires corrective action is level 1. The employee reaches level 1 if they incur more than 4 points within a 30-day period. The corrective action for employees that reach level 1 is a friendly warning. The supervisor will be notified of the corrective action with an email and reminded to process the incident during absence request processing. The typical text would say, employee number 300-131, John Brown needs a friendly warning. Reminder alternatives are during absence request processing, during hours processing, or both. Incidents on Track 2 come with swifter and more severe consequences. Track 2 is using count instead of sum, so 1 point is incurred for the first incident. The level 0 threshold is 1 point for 1 day, so the level 0 threshold is met on the first incident. The level 1 threshold is 2 points in 2 days, so 2 consecutive days of no call, no show raises the employee to the maximum level for Track 2.